All right, let's get into it. Today, we're throwing two instruments into the ring for a showdown that trips up so many people. Xylophone versus marimba. This is the ultimate mallet showdown.
Okay, I'm willing to bet you've seen these before, right? Maybe in your school band room or just scrolling through YouTube. And they look pretty much the same, a bunch of wooden bars you hit with sticks. So what is the real deal here? What's the difference? That's the question we're going to answer today. So before we jump into the main event, we got to set the stage a little. Both these instruments are two contenders. They're part of the same crew. They belong to the mallet family, which is a huge part of the percussion section. Now, this brings us to this idea of pitched percussion. It sounds super technical, right? But it's actually really simple. It just means these aren't just for banging out a rhythm. You can actually play melodies on them. Think of it like a piano, but instead of keys, you've got wooden bars you hit. Each bar is a specific note. Pretty cool. All right, let's do this. Ding, ding, ding. Round one is all about the sound. Seriously, forget what they look like for a minute. Let's just use our ears and figure out what makes these two sounds so different. Okay, here it is, the main difference. The xylophone sound, it's super bright and sharp. It just cuts through everything else going on in the music. It's kind of like a really sharp, witty tweet. You know, it's short, it gets your attention right away. But the marimba, that's a whole different story. It's warm, it's rich, it sounds mellow. It's more like a really deep, thoughtful blog post. It has a totally different vibe.
Okay, so we know what they sound like. One's sharp, one's warm, but why? Why do they sound so completely different? Well, it all comes down to their secret weapon.
And here's the secret. It's all about the mallets, the sticks they use to play. See, the xylophone uses really hard mallets, like wood or hard rubber. That's how it gets that super clear, sharp pop. But the marimba, it uses soft mallets, the ones that look like they're wrapped in yarn. That's what gives it that warm, smooth sound. So yeah, hard mallets mean a hard sound, soft mallets mean a soft sound. Simple, right? But that's not the whole story, because why they need different mallets has everything to do with how they're built. Okay, round two. It's time for the tail of the tape. You know, like before a big boxing match, we're going to look at the stats. Let's break down the physical differences between these two contenders and see how they measure up. Okay, let's look at the stat sheet here. First up, the bars. The xylophones are narrow and made of really hard wood. That's part of why it has that sharp sound. The marimba's bars are way wider and the wood is softer. And then you've got those big tubes underneath. Those are called resonators. The marimbas are absolutely huge and they basically act like a built-in amp, making that sound big and rich. Bigger really is boomier here. And speaking of big, check this out. This is a massive difference, the range. A big marimba can cover more than 5 octaves. That is insane. It means it can play these super low bass notes and also really high melodies, all on the same instrument. It's an absolute powerhouse. All right, let's get to the final round, the team role. Because in music, it's kind of like in a video game squad, right? Every instrument has a job. Are you the DPS, the tank, or the support character? Let's figure it out. So, what do I mean by musical role? It's simple. It's just the instrument's job in the song. Is it playing the main tune, you know, the melody? Is it playing the backup chords, the harmony? Or is it just keeping the beat? Let's see where our two instruments fit in. The xylophone. This is your team's agile striker. It's fast, it's punchy, and its sound is so bright it just slices through everything else. So when a composer wants a really quick, high-energy melody that everyone can hear, they call in the xylophone. It's the damage dealer, for sure. The marimba, though, that's your support character. It's the harmonic foundation. It's what holds the whole team together. Because it has that massive range and warm sound, it can lay down these beautiful, complex chords, basically creating a warm, cozy bed of sound for everyone else to play on. It's the soul of the group. So 3 rounds are done. Who's the winner? Well, here's the plot twist. This was never actually a fight. Let's get to the final verdict, and I'll show you what I mean. Let's just quickly look back at the scorecard. Sound, sharp versus warm. Build, smaller and harder versus bigger and softer. Mallets, hard versus soft. And their job, melodic striker versus harmonic support. I mean, on pretty much every point, they are total opposites. And that's the whole point. They aren't rivals. They're a team. They're designed to work together. One brings that sharp, cutting attack, and the other brings that warm, rich soul. You put them together, and that's when you get something really special. So, I've got a challenge for you. Next time you're watching a movie or just listening to music and you hear one of these, Listen closely. Can you tell which one it is? Are you hearing that bright, sharp attack or that deep, warm sound? Now you actually know what you're listening for. Pretty cool, right?